afternoon, everyone. You've just heard about different implications when it comes to AI and technology in education. I'm going to start today's session off with this question. How can artificial intelligence be used meaningfully in the classroom? And we're going to keep that question in mind as we go through today's presentation. So, a little bit about me. So, I've been teaching for 15 years now. 10 of those years have been in Qatar. And over the course of the period, I started with technological conversations, if you will, at the EDI conference at the Teaching and Learning Forum. And I've been talking about technology from 2014. More recently, I've also started podcasting within education. So please do scan the QR code if you want to get in touch. There's a big following, and if you want to have a conversation about anything within education, get in touch. Wherever you are in the world, we can do it with the wonders of technology online. Recently created a novel, okay, and it's a teenage fiction book. And my students asked me, "Sir, did you ask AI to write it?" And I said, "Absolutely not." They said, "Why not?" I said, "Because the publisher wouldn't touch it, and it wouldn't be my own." So, a couple of headlines up there for you now. Professor catches student cheating with ChatGPT. ChatGPT and the death of education is a headline from the Harvard Independent. Here's the question. Will artificial intelligence lead to the death of education, or are we on the cusp? Are we, all as educators here from around the world, on the cusp of using AI to digitally transform education by giving every teacher an AI-informed teaching assistant there to assist the teacher? I'm going to say something throughout my presentation, which is this. The teacher will remain front and center throughout everything that we do. So why should we be doing this? Why is this discussion important? Well, where will our students be when they leave us? This is a question we're always asking. The Qatar National Vision of 2030 prioritizes human development, improved education and healthcare, and increased cultural awareness and employment opportunities. The only way we can prepare our students for the future that's ahead of them, the present isn't now. The present, when they are in the working professional world, is later. One of the reasons that we need to be embedding AI in what we do, with the teacher remaining front and center of everything that we do, is because we need to prepare our students for the future that lies ahead, and we need to work towards contributing towards that 2030 vision. So, where does the pedagogy lie in all of this, right? It's a question that we're always asking. Well, the profound impact of AI on teaching and learning necessitated a re-examination of everything: technology, pedagogy, and subject matter. And Ning et al. Created a AI TPAC framework which comprised of many aspects: pedagogical knowledge, content knowledge, AI technological knowledge, and so on. From all of that, you've got AI TPK. What is it? AI TPK refers to teachers developing their understanding, that's all of us, of how AI can enhance instructional strategies, engage students, and most important, meet the needs of the diverse students in front of us. So that's the what. Why? The knowledge enables teachers to use AI in ways in which align with pedagogical practices rather than replacing them. We have our pedagogy. Our practices with AI are aligned with them. It's not about replacing, it's about creating a streamlined alignment. And what is the aim? The ultimate aim is to use this technology to make learning more personalized and more data informed. Can I ask you to put your hand up if you've marked a set of papers recently, graded a set of papers? Yeah? Right, it's quite cumbersome, it's quite time consuming, very necessary. However, what do we then do with that data? And don't tell me, well, we enter it on Sims. How does that data then inform your practice later on? How can it inform your conversations with those students? AI can be used to create that personalized, tailored route for the student following an exam or a term paper. So what are the implications for teaching? And I wanted to focus on the red as well. The teacher remains front and center in everything that we do when it comes to AI. Teaching. AI-powered platforms can create personalized learning pathways for students on an individual basis. Those of us that have SEND students, we create IEPs for them. But what about all the other students? AI can be used to create a tailored pathway for every single one of our students. AI analytical tools can quickly identify where students need specific support from the teacher. That's you. The whole point is that you remain front and center. What about students with special needs? AI can support students with special needs with AI-based text-to-speech features, real-time language translation. Teachers can also use the AI to design lessons that are data-informed and tailored to the IEPs decided upon by who? The teacher. And that's the whole point. You are still front and center. Data analysis. AI marking analysis tools, which I'm going to show you momentarily, can generate valuable data about student performance. And who does it inform? You, the teacher. You're still in charge. You are the expert. You are the educated professional. AI is your guide by the side, to borrow a phrase from Leo Thompson. It's there as your assistant. It's your robotic teaching assistant. But it doesn't replace you, and it never will. Okay, some people ask me, will it come to a time when students no longer need teachers? You know, they're trialing AI robots in the classroom. I think absolutely not. Never has there been a time when students need that human interaction, that human connection with an adult. We are the mentors, we are the guides, we are the counselors, as well as being the academic experts. We will never be replaced by AI, unless you allow it to. If you show your students, this is my job, I've got AI to do it for me, then you are creating that environment. However, if we show our students it's there to assist you with the software I'm going to show you today, then no, absolutely not. AI will never replace teachers in the classroom. So the first one I'm going to show you is it's this piece of software called Gradescope. I'll just show you what Gradescope does. With Gradescope, you can scan the student work, put in the grade boundaries, and Gradescope will then mark it first, export the data, and you can then share that data analysis with your students. Here's an example of some of the analysis that emerges from it. You've got statistical analysis from a set of grade exams that you've graded. And that is so useful because me personally, I like to have a surgery on my students after an exam. And when you pull them in and say, let's have a look at your paper, that's the conversation that you have. This is where you need to improve. This is what your strengths are. So Gradescope is a great piece of software which you can use to help you grade your papers. There's another piece of software called Jungle. Now often, we have to share our resources with our students so it helps with them with the revision. This is one of my lessons. It's a lesson on the Hunger Games, and it's one of my PowerPoints. I'll just quickly take you through it. They analyze a quote. We have a discussion about that quote, some flexible thinking. They will then take those, find further evidence from the text. Before they can write, they have to label a model paragraph, which is coming up momentarily. That's my success criteria. And then using the success criteria and the quotes they found, they then write their own paragraphs. Now, when it comes to revision time, students ask, and parents ask actually, for revision resources. Jungle AI will allow students to take those resources that we've given them and create tailored questions with them. Okay, so they upload a file, as you can see, and following the uploading, within a couple of seconds of it reading the document, it will then ask you what kind of questions do you want, and then it will generate questions for them. This will give students the autonomy to really take the resources we give them and create questions for themselves, for their own resources, for their own revision. And what's great about this is that it doesn't require any extra work from you. It's just a really, really useful tool to then allow students to revise from the resources that we've already made for them. Okay, and they can start studying. Look at that. Look how quick this was in creating a set of a revision resource for your students. Okay, and it's different kind of questions. You've got multiple choice, you've got higher order thinking questions, and it's a great tool for you to be able to use in your classroom and outside the classroom. Lesson Up is something very, very similar. And I'm going to skip ahead to TeacherBot also does the same thing. I had the pleasure of communicating with Katie Hasselstrom, who's the CEO of TeacherBot. And what was really inspiring is that she created this during her maternity leave.
I had a little bit of time on my hands, and it so happened that it coincided with the release of ChatGPT. And I played around to see what AI was going to mean for education.
Now, quite often it's a thing that's thrown around, it's a negative word. One of my students asked me the other day, "Sir, how is studying Oliver Twist going to help me when I'm older?" He's only 12 years old. I said, "Well, what do you want to become when you're older?" He goes, "Sir, I want to become a forensic scientist for the police." I said, "Give me a second." I put in ChatGPT. ChatGPT, what it does, it can marry up the qualification or the subject the student's studying, what they want to be later. When I gave that iPad back to the student, he was stunned. He looked at it, and you know what? Ever since that lesson, it's been really, really focused. So I guess it worked. ChatGPT can, of course, also be used for the creating of models. You know, we're all teachers, we often need a model. You can feed in a set of success criteria and what you want from the ChatGPT, and it'll give you a model which you can use to show students what good writing should look like. Okay, and you can even factor in the criteria that you want, and it'll give it to you instantly. Students can then annotate that model and write their own. This is a model for the Hobbits that I teach in Year 7. So again, it's about using it in effective and resourceful ways rather than letting it replace you. You are still front and center in everything that happens. AI image to video can be really useful across primary and secondary. Okay, if you're teaching history, you can bring a history photo to life. If you're teaching science and space, you can throw in a static photo and create a video which shows that image brought to life. And if you're teaching photosynthesis, I think I learned photosynthesis when I was in Year 4. You can take a static photo, which is how I learned it, show photosynthesis in action. Okay, it's about using it to help you. So here's my takeaway quote for today. Ask not what AI can do for you, but what you can do with AI. Will it replace us? Absolutely not. Can you use it for marking and assessment? Yes, but the feedback is up to you. Okay? And before I finish, I'd like to ask you to scan that QR code. Give me some feedback on today. Okay, I'd love your feedback for the next time I'm up here talking about the uses of AI in education. Ask not what AI can do for you, but what you can do with AI. It's very important that you are the educators. You are the experts in the classroom. You remain front and center of everything that you do. It's there as your tool. Use it in the effective ways that I've shown you today. Thank you.